Folks, I come to you today with unarguably the most special car I've ever driven at a time where these cars are trying to be extinguished. And, you know, they said, oh, Toyota was at the bottom of EVs and efficient cars and all that stuff. But this GR Corolla Morizo edition is incredible. I'm just gonna lightly talk about what it's like to drive this thing. I've got two cameras here and a mic. Unfortunately, I don't think this mic's gonna pick up much of the engine sound. I guess I'll see in editing. Alcantara steering wheel with the racing line up top. Perfect size. The way that this feels, downshift in the fourth. I mean, it feels like there is nothing between me and the engine bay and the induction sounds. It's a 3-cylinder motor, it's 300 horsepower. I think the torque is 295 on this. The Morizo edition has a little bit more torque than the core model and the middle model. It's escaping me what the middle model is called right now. But it is an incredibly engaging vehicle to drive. The Morizo edition, it has no back seats. It has Sport Cup 2 tires and special forged wheels. The wheels on this are different than the other two base models. It's so direct. It truly, they say, oh, it feels like a go-kart, every time there's an aggressive car. This is the closest to a go-kart feeling that I've ever had in an automobile. The Mini Cooper, they say is probably very similar to this. It's been a while since I've driven one of those, but the feel, this Alcantara wheel, the Alcantara shifter, and then just everything is stripped out. It's loud in here, yet the suspension, despite how low it is and tight, it's actually fairly compliant, which I was surprised about. So as far as I know, there's no rev matching on the downshift. I haven't played with the settings too much. This is my first drive. I just wanted to kind of film this and talk about the car briefly and just put as much footage as I can out there with this, because there won't be much. A lot of people that buy these are gonna either put them in garages as collector's items, or maybe they don't have YouTube channels, so I'm just going to show as much of this as possible. So these seats, there's this suede / Alcantara look, perfectly bolstered. You have a real e-brake, all Alcantara suede covering. On the door sill here, there's forged carbon GR. I showed my wife this car yesterday, and I go, what do you think? Like, I was so excited. And she goes, the roof's filthy. She didn't realize that it's forged carbon on the roof. One thing I don't like about it is this digital dash. You have your tachometer right here, so I'll kind of take some phone video of that so you can see it. You have this digital dash here, which it's okay. I just prefer analog when it comes to the dash, and when you're shifting a car, just seems like there's some latency in it. It's not as direct as having needles. That's just one minor complaint that I've noticed, which I think would actually, you can listen to the engine and know when to shift as you get used to it. So you're not gonna really need to look at that on the track. And that's truly what this is built for. I am gonna take it to a car meet on Saturday because you don't get to see these things. This is a press car, but I think this is a prototype. I don't think this is a numbered car, so I don't know what they do with prototypes when they're done. It's just a pleasure to drive. Now, this is a first drive. I am going to take it to the canyons and do all that stuff, so make sure you're subscribed and don't miss that content. But I'm gonna do as much content as possible and put it all out on this Morizo GR Corolla, because it deserves it. So no back seats there. It has enhanced structural rigidity through some sway bars with the added partial roll cage in the back. And the exhaust is something, I was interested to hear. In person, it has this very low tone to it at low speeds. The blow off is also great. You just always hear the turbo doing something. It's sneezing, it's intake, it's like, for a 3-cylinder, this is remarkable. It's remarkable that it's this engaging the drive, and the car prods you that it wants more. It's like, okay, yep, let's go. Like, it doesn't let you just kind of putz around. It makes you rev it out, and it doesn't feel like it has a lack of power in any part of the power band. Like, it feels like it's geared well all the way up to red line, and you go. And you also don't have to run it out to get all of the power out of it. Like, it will, you know, on a mid throttle, it will be fun to just shift and drive around, but when you get fully on it, it's a lot different than half throttle, which a lot of cars these days I've noticed, like half throttle a lot of times isn't that much different than full throttle. This seems to be very linear in the throttle response. So down into third. So right now I have it set up where I have my revs, I have my speed, and then I have the gear that I'm in. It's nice that it shows that. It's legitimately fast. Fast, quick, whatever. Everyone likes to argue about that in the comments. Just shut up, shut up. It's great. It's great is what it is. Can't argue about that. Third gear, we'll go into second. I mean, the handling's ridiculous. The Sport Cup 2 tires worry me slightly, but since we're in Phoenix, I mean, it's warm out. It's already 72 this morning at 5 a.m. If you're thinking of getting this, Morizo edition, if you can get it, if you can afford it, get it. If you can't, those other ones, you can do these upgrades on your own. But holy cow, is this an engaging experience. It's just such a departure from, you know, everything, oh, this car drives itself, this car does this technology does this. It's nice to have an analog automobile because everything we do is screens, technology, better, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Everything's about the newest technology, the latest, the greatest, all this stuff. Can you do this report faster? How can we do this better? Blah, 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 blah. And this is what I think a lot of people want as an escape. You want that manual transmission, analog feel of a pure driver's car, and that's what this is. I mean, I just can't thank Toyota enough for the time and age that we're in. To build this is remarkable. So there will be more I put out on this car on this channel. I thank you guys for watching. If you want to see an interior review of all the features on the interior of the GR Morizo edition, click this video right here. I think you'll really enjoy it.